Let's get it
And
started.
then I was like, and then I was telling him, Mike, oh,
What?
we're live.
Oh, yeah, I won last week, everyone. Welcome to the newest episode of Friday Night Wars. It's the hottest sports debate show in the game today. And I'll be honest, I don't have much prepared to talk trash about my victory and evening the score 18-18. I think this is our 40th episode. I'm not 100% certain because we had one with Tony, one with Joe. Oh, do we have two? This is 41. Cheers to the 41st episode of Friday Night Wars. That's my trash talk. And Joe Morley sucks at debating, and we're going to beat him again.
Let's get ready to rumble. Step into the war zone. 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 Friday Night War Zone. Friday Night War Zone. Hey yo, it's Phil Flames. I'm with Mike on the Mic and Joe Morley. About to bring you more heat. Welcome to the war zone. You can have a floor seat. Watch them on your iPhone. Watch them on your Galaxy. It's a sports debate show. Straight up out of SoCal. Gather around the laptop. Friday nights it goes down. And we on the radio. Coming to your locale. Got into the third round. Better bring the smoke now. Step into the war zone. 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 Friday Night War Zone. Friday Night War Zone. Step into the 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 war zone. Friday Night War Zone. Friday Night War Zone.
Do you know that whole song by now? Do you know the whole?
Of course I know that whole song. Of course I know that whole song. Maybe I'll perform it.
Do that whole thing word by word by word.
You want me to perform it next week after I win again?
2 uploads in a day, growing stronger. Phil K, what's up? Welcome to Friday Night Joe.
Phil K, you're behind the curve. We've been doing 2 uploads a day, all day, every day of the week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Welcome, everybody, to the Warzone Sports Network. If you are new, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. But this is Friday Night Wars, where Mike and I debate 2 topics, 2 sports topics, and you guys get to choose the winners. And all you got to do is say it in the chat, say it wherever you want. And it's pretty easy. All you got to do is spell JOE, put it in the chat, and we're done.
MIKE. But I'm not going to sway you with bribery. I'm not going to sway you by trying to convince you to go ahead and go and vote for me right now before the war even starts. I'll sway you with my sports debate skills.
So you ain't swaying nobody because we're going to start right now. Topic number... Oh, who's this? Hold on, before we go to topic number 1. Alex Robson, 2 shows, 1 day, only on the Warzone Sports Network. Oh, I'm pretty sure everybody does a lot of 2 shows, but on the Warzone Sports Network, you get quality. You get this. When you tune in, you get to see... You can't get this anywhere else, Mike.
Topic number 1. Let's hear your debate, Joe, for who you think is going to start or who is going to be the starter between Mac Jones and Cam Newton.
You guys already know who I'm taking. Mac Jones. Back then, you guys didn't want him. Now he's hot. Everybody's all on him. Cam Newton is done. He's garbage. He's trash. He's whatever you want to call him. He's messing it up in New England. Mac, with that COVID thing, whatever the hell he's doing, they opened up that door, and Mac Jones said, I don't need just a crack. I need the whole damn thing. And he kicked that door in. And Mac Jones is having one hell of a preseason. Probably underrated because of all the other quarterbacks that people are watching. But, Mike, you already know Mac Jones is throwing dimes. He's throwing it in between, like lasers in between 2 defenders to hit his wide receiver. Mac Jones all day. Say it with me, Mike. Mac Jones. And you know what? Mac Jones is going to lead the Patriots to the promised land, back to the playoffs. Tom Brady, who?
Oh, man, that was great. That was great, Joe. Look, last year I put all my faith in Cam Newton to be healthy. I fought tooth and nail with all of the Cam Newton hate club members. Unfortunately, there's a large number of people. I swore up and down that he was going to come back healthy, that he was going to return back to form, and Bill Belichick just committed robbery right in front of our faces once again. But hindsight's 2020, right? I was completely wrong. He wasn't healthy. He wasn't back to form. So this year, I'm in the Mac Jones hype train, kind of, just as much as the next guy. But unfortunately for Mac, the Pats, very much still want to pound the rock and play elite defense to win their games. And having a quarterback that can come in and take carries like a running back can makes that play style all the more deadly, and it's going to make them all the more successful. I think the Patriots will go with Cam Newton week 1. They will go with the mobile veteran as long as they are winning. That is the key. Once they stop winning, that's when I expect to see Mac Jones come in. But with everyone coming back to the defense, I think the defense is going to be top 10, almost a lock, maybe even higher than that. With all the guys coming back on offense that they were missing last year, I think that the Patriots are going to be just fine with Cam Newton at the helm. And one day, Mac Jones day will come. But starting off week 1, it's going to be Cam Newton time, baby.
No, there ain't. Cam Newton, he can't even get through this preseason right now. Mac Jones is far better than – yeah, Cam had a better career. Cam was an MVP candidate at one time, but it doesn't matter. Cam Newton ain't nothing no more. Tony Tucker was talking about maybe using Cam Newton as a Taysom Hill kind of guy for the Patriots. Only use him in the red zone. No, I'm just letting you guys know right now. What's this say? Mike hit the home run. Cam fits the play style. What? Mac Jones fits the play style in New England. He's not ready. The only quarterback that's ready, guys, is Zach Wilson.
Yeah, a little shot at Robson there. I mean, I feel like the Patriots have a very goal-orientated season, right? They want to pound the rock. They want to play defense. That's what they tried to do last year, and they almost succeeded. I mean, they were 7-9. I think that was higher than most people expected. I had them winning 5 games last year, so they actually overperformed what I initially thought would happen last year. But I just feel like with Cam in there, they're going to be able to execute the game plan they've probably been working on all offseason and everything that they did last year. But I will say this, to credit your point, to switch to Mac Jones, it's pretty easy because Mac Jones can just pick up that TB12 offensive playbook, dust that thing off, and execute it at a high level. So I feel like the Patriots are in a good position as far as their quarterbacks go, and they have a very good problem, and that is to go with a formula that they know is going to work with Cam Newton and know is going to put up wins with Cam Newton, or go back to the old formula that just won them 6 Super Bowls. So that's the choices that the Patriots have to make.
13 of 19 for 146 yards in the last preseason game for Mac Jones.
Well, read Cam's stat line in the same game.
No, because I'm not arguing for Cam. Why would I read Cam's when I'm rooting for Mac Jones? That would be dumb of me to do. Come on. You already know. Who's the future of this franchise? Who's the future of this franchise?
It's Mac Jones, but who's going to start week 1?
Mac Jones.
No, it's going to be Cam Newton for at least 4 weeks, maybe 6, maybe
Mac
8,
Jones.
Maybe 12.
Real talk. We'll get to the Niners in a few minutes, and I'll try to bring that one back up.
That's the main event of the evening.
Joe Morley, don't put words in my mouth. Listen now on all platforms. Oh, yeah, we got a podcast, Tony Tucker and I.
Drop down there in the live chat. We got to know who won this round. Wow.
Right there. Okay, coming through.
You fanboying on Joe Morley a little bit here? I saw someone.
Okay, knows when he tunes into Friday Night Wars, it's Friday Night Joe.
No.
Everybody, okay.
Start.
If Mac Jones starts week 1, what do I get? I get an extra win? You would take a win away from you? What's up?
One round. This is one round. I'm winning the next 2, even if you win this one. There you go. See, now we're evened up. Now what? What happens if Cam Newton starts week 1? What do I get? Another win?
Yeah, I'll give you another win. That's how confident I am. See how I didn't back down? That's how confident I am. Mac Jones is starting week 1 against the Dolphins.
And they're going to beat him.
Yeah, the Patriots will beat the Dolphins all day.
Well, we agree on that at least. All right, we need a tiebreaker vote before we move on to the next round. Someone vote in there. Mike or Joe. Come on.
Come on, guys.
This is for all the marbles. Tony, come on.
Or just tell us. Who are you? Most of these people are, I'm guessing, Felk's with me. Felk's going Mac Jones with me. Alex and Tony are in the chat, and they're going Mac Jones. Disagree. Joe, you got to learn.
Yeah, I know.
Boy.
I was so wrong to disagree with Joe about the Suns, right?
You want to know about my Suns? Oh, you want to know about the Suns? Let's go right into this one. Hot take for the 2021 NFL season, Mike. This is where you can win the people back. All you got to do is hot take, like my hot take when I came up before the season for the NBA season about the Suns. You just got to be me now. Be me, Mike, and give us a hot take.
Oh, was that my cue to go?
It was a cue to go, but I guess you don't have a hot take. I put too much pressure on you, and you bow down.
My hot take. All right, Joe. Whatever. We get it. We've seen a lot of firsts lately, especially last year. Last year, the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl at home for the first time in NFL history. Last year, Justin Herbert became the first rookie quarterback to score more than 35 total touchdowns in a single season. We saw a QB become the first QB ever to finish a season with a QBR higher than 120 twice in a single career. Talking about that bad man, Aaron Rodgers. All y'all were hating on all offseason. It was the first season without fans, the first season ever during a pandemic, yada, yada, yada. I can keep this rolling all night. But in 2021, for the first time in NFL history, we will see 4 teams from one division make the playoffs. And that one division is going to be the NFC, and it's going to be the NFC West. Last year, 2 of these teams made the playoffs, and the other 2 were probably going to make the playoffs had they not had their seasons completely derailed by injuries. The 49ers don't really need an explanation. They lost their starting quarterback in Jimmy G. They lost one of their best defensive players. I think Fred Warner is almost passing Nick Bosa up. That kid, Fred Warner, is freaking amazing. I might do a film study on him one of these weeks. But they lost Nick Bosa. They lost a bunch of key pieces, and the list kept going on and on and on throughout the season for the 49ers. Healthy, San Fran was playing in the big game. They were playing in the show. So I expect them to almost be a lock to at least get a wild card spot in 2021. Then you look at the Cardinals, who were on track to make the playoffs last year, and then they got the Kyler Murray injury. That injury lingered a little bit and affected the rest of their season. But still, if you take out Washington trash football team making it with 7 freaking wins, the Cardinals would have made it last year. I got the Cardinals making it in the final wild card spot at 9 wins, 8 losses, and then I have the rest of the division going over 10 wins in 2021, and the NFC West is about to make history before all of your very eyes. That's my hot take.
Y'all ready for this? Boom, 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 boom.
Jaguars
just get the copyright for that song, but y'all better be ready for this. This is my time, Mike. You said, Joe, come give me a hot take for the 2021 NFL season, and this is my time to shine, ladies and gentlemen. You want my hot take? Mike, you ready for this? I don't know if you're ready for this. Go ahead, turn around. Go ahead and turn around, Mike. Do me a favor. Look right behind you. See those jerseys right there? Here's my hot take. No matter all the additions, everything they've done in Los Angeles for the Chargers will not make the playoffs again this year. The Chargers will come in 4th place in the AFC West, and that is my hot take. A lot of pressure, a lot of people building up the Chargers right now. Justin Herbert coming off that hot rookie season. Well, guess what? It ain't going to amount to nothing. It ain't going to amount to playoffs. It ain't going to amount to division wins. The Chargers are going to finish dead last in the AFC West. There you have it. Hot take.
How many wins?
7.
And that's last in our division?
Yep.
Jesus.
I'm telling you, I'm really high on the AFC West. A lot of you guys, I'm really high on the AFC West.
I got nothing to say. I mean, you're calling this.
I'm a delusional Raider fan when Alex gave the Jets 8 wins this year.
Stop roasting poor Alex in the chat.
Alex, go ahead. I just got you right there. Go ahead and grab that fire extinguisher that's sitting behind you at your house. Put yourself out.
The purpose of the segment was to bring a hot take, not to bring your hate to the show for the Chargers.
Well, I could have been like, look, the Raiders, and I could have sat here and guaranteed the Raiders making playoffs, but I'm not going to do that. I can tell you right now, I don't care what Felke's going to come right back next round, right back on me. Ceiling prediction.
It's crazy. The first round, Felke was calling you the GOAT debater, and now he's not voting for you in the second round. That's how bad you're.
This is what happened. Hey, Always does this every show. He tries to make you feel good in the middle of the show, and then bam, he slams you back down for me to get the win. And you know, Chargers are going to suck it up again. Hey, they are an improved team, but they're not going to get to where you want them to be. Keep building them up. You and Tony can come on here, and you guys, hey, just to let you guys know, we have a show called Nuts and Bolts Chargers. Just tune in every week for that, guys, and watch these two grown men cry on YouTube every week and come up with the excuses why they couldn't get it done, even though Anthony Lynn still is gone.
We're going to come back to this. We are going to come back to this. But I'm not going to talk too much.
Cut this out. Put it up.
We've done this. We've done this a few times as Chargers fans now. So let's just wait for the season to do the talking. What do you think about my hot take? What are the chances that 4 teams from the West make it? I think 3 is almost stamped right now. 3 at least.
I almost went the other way with the other LA team and said they wouldn't make the playoffs.
Oh.
Yeah, I almost went with the Rams, and I said, you know what? I'll hold back just a little bit because I'm not really sold on Seattle either. I saw I know what you're talking about. Yeah, see, everybody has a bias. I'm the GOAT. I think both teams in LA struggle. I should have just said that for my hot take. Should have just said both teams in LA have their struggles, not as good. Because if you think about it right now, who has the most Super Bowl? Who's putting a lot of Super Bowl pressure on? The Rams and the Chargers. That's a lot of people are talking about those 2 teams right now. But Seattle's been on the decline for a long time. And every year it's like we're waiting for them to fail, and they haven't yet. This might be the year. We say it every year. So I don't see it. I don't see it. And are you really buying Cliff Kingsbury and the rest of the Arizona Cardinals coming and doing it? No, not really. Come on.
I don't really buy them going too far, but they only got to win 1 more game than last year, at least as far as I have it marked down. If I'm completely wrong and there's just a bunch of NFC teams with 10 wins, I think the NFC is going to be crazy competitive this year. I don't think the 1 seed is going to have 1 loss. I think the 1 seed is going to take 3 L's. And that just mushes everyone down a little bit. I got the 1 seed as the Packers with 14-3.
Well,
and that's pretty crazy because usually the 1 seed is like dominant.
It helps out that the NFC East is going to send a crappy team again.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that helps out that everybody in one division sucks. And we talked about that. If you guys haven't watched the NFC East breakdown, go check it out. It's on there. But I don't know. I think 4 teams is a little bit too much. I would think the Carolina Panthers have a better shot at breaking in than one of the other teams. And I'm not even that high on them. But I just want to say Sam Darnold.
You just want to do that because Alex is here. Anyways, let us know who won in the comments. I think you guys all know. It was me. And I set this up on purpose so that way that we could talk about the NFC West sending 4 teams to the playoffs. We get a bunch of 49ers fans in here with the thumbnail, all that kind. What? Well, I mean, that's the point of the show, Felke. Let's go on to the next round. How would it be a debate show, Felke? But anyways, should the 49ers give the keys to Trey Lance right now? I think so. But what do you think?
No, not when you got Jimmy the GOAT Garoppolo sitting back there, 24-8 in his career as an NFL starter, 51 touchdowns. I think he's 26 interceptions. Jimmy G is the guy. He led this team to the Super Bowl before. He's already taken it to the Super Bowl. Trey Lance needs to step back. He needs to learn. And if you watch the preseason game, he started off good. He started the preseason off well with a big old bomb. After that, he started to go back to reality. I like everything about Trey Lance. Don't get me wrong. I think he could be a great NFL starter, but the 49ers need to wait just a little bit. And it doesn't, like you said, or like you were talking about another team about the Patriots. The 49ers, ran the ball off. Is that hike? Here's the ball. Doesn't matter who the running back is, they're giving him the damn ball. So let Jimmy G go in there. Let Trey Lance learn, get it down, get a couple a little bit experience of watching the NFL speed from that sideline, and then bring him in. But Trey Lance right now should not be given the keys to this offense at all. He only played 1 game in college last year. He's not ready.
You're wrong, Joe. You're wrong on this one. The situation in San Francisco is much different than the situation in New England with Mac Jones and Cam Newton. In New England, like I was saying in the first argument, Cam has the offense basically written up for him, written up around him. And the Patriots aren't going to throw Mac Jones into a Cam Newton designed offense. When Mac Jones comes in, the Pats just got to go and dust off the TB12 offensive playbook and try to roll with it from there. In San Francisco, however, Trey Lance getting in there would only elevate what these guys can do offensively. They have weapons like Brendan Ayuk, weapons like Deebo Samuel, Raheem Mostert, George Kittle. While Jimmy G has been effective over the past couple years when he is healthy, and he did take them to the Super Bowl, like you mentioned a couple years ago, you got to remember, Jimmy is a few years older. He has a few more lower leg injuries on those tires. And as you've seen in the preseason, it may all be finally catching up to him. He has not looked good. In my opinion, if Jimmy G starts the whole season, the 49ers are a wild card team. And I truly believe that. But if they want to go further than that, they want to go further than just being a wild card team in 2021 and take this offense to the potential that it should have, they have to get Trey Lance's pure talent on the field as soon as possible. We saw rookie QBs light it up last year. That stigma is gone, that you have to sit these guys early on in their career, and you're going to see it in New York with Zach Wilson as well. San Fran, you traded 3 first-round picks for this kid. I said that was a bad decision. You better unleash him this year. You better not sit him for the whole year after all of that draft capital spent. Yeah.
What? Apparently, yeah, I don't know. Phil K is a Cowboy fan, so he's kind of delusional too. Trey, like Alex just said, Trey isn't ready for the NFL yet. He will be. Hey, you gave up a lot of capital, like you said, but he's not ready for it. And why rush it? And who's been a better quarterback? You want to compare it to the New England season? Who's been a better quarterback the last couple of years, Jimmy G or Cam Newton? Jimmy G. I answered it for you. Jimmy G has.
Jimmy G hasn't played. He hasn't played. How can it be Jimmy G?
Cam Newton hasn't played.
Didn't Jimmy G miss all of 19 and 2020?
Don't you hate on Jimmy? Don't
Cam
you
Newton
ever?
played last year and put up 7 dubs for the Patriots with a depleted defense and no weapons on offense. Look, Jimmy G, like I said, is going to get them into a wild card spot if he can stay healthy for the whole year. Even with all.
So you're saying a wild card spot is bad when you could rest your quarterback?
What?
When you could a wild card spot is bad for you could start your regular quarterback and have a rookie sit there and learn. I'll take that wild card spot all day.
Trey Lance has potential to take them further into the NFC Championship game. If you tell me that Trey Lance is rocking with this team heading into the playoffs, I think I give them at least 1 playoff win and maybe a run.
Every young player needs more minutes. Yeah, tell that to Patrick Mahomes his rookie year.
Patrick Mahomes is once in we've ever seen in our lives. Let's talk about Justin Herbert last year. He had 5 minutes to prepare. Trey Lance had a whole offseason and 3 preseason games.
Let's get it right. It wasn't 3 first-round picks. It was 2. Really, all they did was trade their other first-round pick and move up. Still had a first-round pick.
Even if it's 2, that's a lot, dude. They could have said
you could say it's 3 because technically it's 3, but really they gave up.
Let's put it into perspective. They could have sent that same package to Houston and gotten Deshaun Watson, but they chose to go for Trey Lance instead. And they made that deal before all of the Deshaun Watson drama. So they are putting on the line. They're putting a bet down that this kid, Trey Lance, is going to be better than Deshaun Watson. And whatever Deshaun Watson has going on behind the scenes, when he's on the field, he's a hell of a football player. I was bashing it. I was like, if you're going to spend all that draft capital on someone, go get someone established.
They could have went and got Matthew Stafford if they wanted to with the same package.
They could have gotten anyone with the same package that's available.
They went and got Trey Lance, the guy that they're going to use for the next 10 to 15 years, and hopefully if everything goes good. So why rush it? Why rush it?
Including next year. It's not rushing it.
It's
putting in the best quarterback at the quarterback.
Trey Lance was the most the quarterback that needed the most development coming out of the draft. Trey Lance was the one that needed to sit back. He's still 20 years old?
I don't even agree with that. I think Zach Wilson needs more development than Trey Lance, and he's starting week 1.
Well, because they have nobody else in New York. He's not going into a great situation in New York. It's not like there was a starter there lighting it up. A starter that led him to the Super Bowl. They've sucked. The New York Jets have sucked. The San Francisco Giants have promise. They have a great defense. They, like you said, they are already a playoff team with or without Lance. That's not the situation in New York. That's not the thing.
Joe, you can't preach for Mac Jones to start over Cam Newton week 1 and in the same episode come up here and tell me that rookie shouldn't be starting week 1.
I can preach about Mac Jones because there's a big difference between Mac Jones and Trey Lance. Mac Jones has played championship football. Mac Jones has played in a great offense, playing for Nick Saban. You're ready for the NFL. You know what's coming. When you play for what, North Dakota State? Come on. And you played one game, Mac Jones is ready for the big time, and he knows it. And you see it. There's a big difference right now between Mac Jones and Trey Lance.
I don't see this difference. I'm watching Trey Lance in the preseason, and he's starting to make me believe in him when I was one of his doubters last year. I actually was preaching that the 49ers made a mistake. I kept saying it over and over again. If the Raiders are on the clock right now and they're picking their next franchise QB, let's say Derek Carr retired, Hall of Fame career, what a great guy. Derek Carr. But anyways, Raiders on the clock, Mac Jones or Trey Lance, which one are you taking?
Mac Jones.
That'd be a mistake. That'd be something the Raiders would do, though.
We'll see at the end of this year, but right now, as of right now, if you're asking me from what I've seen in the preseason all the way until now, and you said pick a franchise quarterback, Mac Jones or Trey Lance, do I like Trey Lance's potential? Yes. But if I needed a starting quarterback week 1, a rookie starting quarterback week 1, it's Mac Jones.
You got to pop these Trey Lance highlights into your VCR, man.
I've watched them. I've watched it. I watched the practices with the Chargers. I've watched all the Trey Lance stuff. And like I said, he kills it at the beginning. And then as the game goes on, what happens? He dies down. And that's against – and then the crazy thing is that's against worse quality players. That's against second and third string players. As the game progresses, you get wrong. So, yeah, Trey Lance is great for the 10 to 15 first scripted plays. After that, they can't call a damn play for him.
It was the opposite. The games that I watched, he came out and struggled against the Chargers the first 2 drives. And then after that, he just murdered us, like completely picked us apart, made a few Patrick Mahomes hitting people down the sideline, all kinds of crazy stuff.
What was the score of that game?
It was like 21-17 or something. I don't even know.
That was one of the worst games and boringest games I ever watched in the preseason.
But Trey Lance had 2 sidearm touchdown passes.
Yeah, it's garbage.
We all know who won this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your votes. Thank you for another win, and I have officially taken the lead. Friday Night Wars is Mike now. Turn that W upside down and turn it into an M. FNM.
It is what it is. I'm just letting you know, when we come back and we revisit this at the end of the season and the Chargers are sitting outside the playoffs, Mac Jones starts week 1, Trey Lance never got to play it down, then we'll decide who the winner was.
No. We decide in the votes. And even Fel K, your biggest fan in the world, he has Joe Morley merch galore hanging in his closet. Voted for me this week. So
it's okay. Everybody laughed at me in December when I picked the Suns and I gave you the hot take, and even Mike was in there. Well, we'll do it again because Joe is war.
That was close. That was good. You doing a little Chris Jericho reference?
No, if I was doing Chris Jericho, I'd say you made the list.
They're both Chris Jericho references. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. Let's wrap this thing up. We're going to hit 30 minutes on the dot this week. I'm pretty excited about that. But if you guys want to sport some of this merch, or if you want some accent, matching. Did we do this on purpose? I don't know.
No.
Or if you guys want to check out our blogs and bonus content, head to www.warzonesportsnetwork.com. www.warzonesportsnetwork.com in case you missed it the first time. Everything Warzone Sports Network is up on that website right now, so definitely go check it out. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're smashing that like button. It helps us out a ton. We just passed 1,300 subscribers literally an hour ago, so thank you guys so much for that. It has been so much fun. It's been a grind, but it's been a fun one, so we appreciate you guys for showing the love, showing the support.
Also, find the podcast, the Warzone Sports Network podcast with Tony Tucker and I. We did our first one. It's available on Spotify. It's available on Apple. It's available on every podcast listening app out there. You can find it. Warzone Sports Network podcast. It's a great episode. Check it out on your way to work or whatever the hell you're doing. Turn it on. It's fun. Tomorrow, early in the morning on the West Coast, Fantasy Football Speakeasy comes back for the top 10 running backs in fantasy football this year. You guys, make sure you guys tune in.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited for that. And we're going to have a special guest fantasy football wish list with us. So we'll actually have a fantasy football expert on our fantasy football. We don't need no experts, but we're good. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Just carry this throughout the weekend. Carry this throughout your week off from football. It's super strange to do the preseason, take a week off, and then regular season. But take it all in and just always remember that you got to have this advice in your mind at all times. And that is that you never know when you're talking sports or you're in a sports debate, guys, when you're going to have to go to war.
Mike sucks.
I didn't hit it.
Oh,
got
me.
Go sucks.
Let's get ready to rumble. Step into the war zone.